We're going to try a video again. Last week I did a video of 3 duckwing chicks. And what we're looking at is chick down. And I do want to do a video every week so we can watch them grow. The delicate chick in the video last week did die. I figured she probably would. I'm hoping I grabbed the other two chicks from last week. I didn't band their legs because I'm kind of a ding-dong, but I did this time. So the chicks with double banded legs are the ones we're going to focus on for the next several weeks. And I want to watch them grow out so we can see their chick down. And so we have one here with what I would consider poor head stripe. And then we have 2 with decent head stripe. I have not, at this moment, ever hatched a chick with what I would consider perfect head stripe or perfect chick down. As you can see in just a couple of days how much their wings have feathered in. Somebody did ask me about leg color also, and whether a good chick down and a good head stripe was indicator of good willow legs. I don't know the answer to that. These chicks, when I look at them, they have their legs looked bruised, and that is an indication of willow legs. They look yellow, probably to you guys, but if you look at them, they have kind of some bruising underneath. First and foremost, they do look, they have a yellow tone to them, which is good, which means your birds are yellow skinned. Then you have the bruising, which means they'll turn a yellow, kind of a willow color later. So that's something to look for when your chicks first hatch. They're totally suspicious of me, as you can tell. So we're going to follow these 3 chicks. One with not great chick down. The body, again, is not great either as far as the striping on the body. It's not nice and wide. Whereas if you look at, see if I can see how nice and wide that stripe on the body is. And then this one has a nice wide one also. And then the other thing, I don't know if you guys can see this. Probably I am obscuring it with my shadow. But in excellent chick down, what you'll get is you'll get a very wide head stripe that is, in the golden duckwings, is kind of a chocolate, or we'll just call it brown. And then it is outlined in a darker brown, so almost a black outline all the way around it. And these 2 chicks here do have that. I don't know what that is an indicator of as far as coloration. The fact that their head stripes are not really as wide as I'd like. You'd expect them to come to a point kind of towards the beak, and then they would widen out as the head widens out, and then follow that to the back of the head. And these do not. So I will learn as we go through and watch this and see how they develop, both from a coloration point of view. Right now, as far as color-wise, they all look, like they're feathering in pretty much exactly the same. It's as they get older, probably about 6 weeks old. Right now, they are 1 week old today. Yes, they hatched, so they were 1 week old yesterday. They hatched last Friday. So we'll just kind of keep an eye on these guys, and I'll circle back around them. And hopefully as I do this each week, I'll kind of get an idea of how to get decent shots for color. So I'll be learning that too. But a couple things we can evaluate as we go along will be the body length. All of these chicks are pretty vigorous, pretty healthy. You have 2 that are super suspicious of me and are not willing to stand up, and the other one It's just kind of going to do what it's going to do. So as we watch these guys grow up together, we can possibly get an idea of what their chick down has to do with their color, their adult plumage, their adult coloration, if anything, which I'm absolutely positive it does, so that you can learn when chicks hatch. At the day of hatch, you can start selecting for the qualities you want, or at least you'll know that if the chick looks like this, about how it's gonna feather out, and you won't want to set it aside as a keeper. And I selected all these chicks also because they have tufts, and so I wanted us to look at tufted birds so that we weren't distracted by the non-tufted versus the tufted, because sometimes when we look at our chicks, all we see is the tufts. And all three of these have lovely, lovely tufts. But it really doesn't mean a lot if you end up with an unattractive bird. So, and I have had that. I had one of the best tufted cockerels ever. And it was just a hideous bird. It had really long legs, really long body. Everything about it could be described as long. It was rumpless, huge tufts, long, narrow head, long beak. It was just a really ugly bird, but it had beautiful tufts. So tufts are not everything when you're selecting for a good Araucana. And I'll constantly use my birds as reference. Know that I do not have a perfect Araucana. I don't even have close. I have birds I take to shows, but is more educational purpose for myself, so the judges can look at them and tell me what is a good bird, or what my bird has that is good about it, and what I can work on in my breeding program. I also want other people to be able to see the Araucana, because they are a fairly rare breed, and so I want people to know about them. But again, this is so that we as breeders can learn how to pick better birds. And so I tried to pick 3 birds, again, that were tufted. All my birds I've hatched the last couple of years have been fully rumpless. So we'll be looking at, as they grow, I want to look at the color of the legs. So we're going to be looking for willow legs. I want to look at not just the coloration of the wings, but I want to look at their head, the shape of their beak, everything as they progress. Look at them going to sleep. I can usually talk myself to sleep, but look, I talk babies to sleep too. I'll have to try that with my grandkids. But aren't they adorable? I mean, what isn't cuter than a rumpless, tufted baby chicken? I just hatched this week a couple of silver duckwings, and so I'll pull them out maybe in a second and see if I can get a video of them so that you can see. I hatched quite a few chicks this week, but a couple of them were silver. Again, probably not great coloration, but at least as you're looking at your newly hatched chicks, you can get an idea of whether you're looking at a silver or a golden. Alrighty, on to the next video. Thank you guys.